Didn't.
And anyone in the public gallery can use mobile devices through a Wi-Fi connection, and all devices should be muted. Password details are available on the gallery. Rules for anyone wanting to connect to the Assembly's Wi-Fi network. 3G and 4G should not be used, and no recordings or photographs are to be taken. And I'm sure we can arrange for more chairs to be brought in when the hordes of people queue up wanting to come in and see what's happening in the procedures committee. The first item on the agenda is apologies. We've received apologies from Colin McGrath. Are there any other apologies?
Fran McGahan won't be here today.
And
Chris Little.
Chris Little has also put in apologies. If those are all the apologies, move on to item 2, which is committee membership. You can see the full details of the members of the committee at page 5 in your packs. I'm sure you all know each other. If not, I'm sure you'll take the opportunity to do that. And importantly, agenda item 3 then is staff contact details, and you'll see that on page 8. Ali Ross is the clerk. And Ali, would you like to introduce yourself and the other staff, just for members?
Hi, I'm Ali Ross. My assistant clerk is Neil Curry, and there's really full-time just the two of us, so if you need anything, either one of us can interchange. Rona and Leslie provide support on a more part-time basis. So,
okay.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. You have the contact details there if you need to get in contact with them. And I would remind members of the importance of letting the committee staff know in advance if they're unable to attend meetings, just so we can avoid any problems in terms of not having quorum. Agenda item number 4, declaration of interest. Members should be aware that all Assembly members are required to register relevant interests in the Register of Members' Interests, and as I'm sure you all know, the deadline for that is tomorrow, the 9th of June. In addition to this requirement, Standing Order 69.5 states that a member who has a financial interest in any matter or a relevant interest in any matter must declare that interest before taking part in any proceedings of the Assembly relating to that matter. And proceedings of the Assembly includes meetings of this committee. As this is the first meeting of the committee, members should declare any interests held by them which are relevant to the work. Do members have any interests that they wish to declare? Okay. The rules governing the registration and declaration of interests are contained in the Code of Conduct and Guide to the rules relating to the conduct of members, and further advice and guidance is available from the Clerk of Standards, room 243, Parliament Building. Agenda item 5 is protocols and procedures. I'm sure members have all attended other committee meetings already, so they'll be familiar with these documents from page 13 to 31, and I don't think we need any further discussion on those, or I don't need to read them all out, other than to ask our members content to note the guidance papers. Agreed. Or agreed. This might be a good point to discuss in more detail whether the committee wishes to agree certain operating protocols going forward. On page 14 are some of the protocols that the previous committee had adopted, and these include the day and time of the committee meeting. That meetings are normally held in open or public session unless there is a particular reason for deliberations on specific items to be held in closed or private session. The previous committee also agreed that an informal recording is taken by committee staff when the committee is in closed session purely as an aide-memoire for staff, and these are destroyed immediately after use. And it has been the practice to date that the committee seeks to take decisions by consensus rather than formal vote or division where that is possible. That the Speaker's ruling on respect is to be extended to the committee's proceedings too, and also to look at how strategic an approach to the committee wishes to take to its forward work programme. Do members have any comments on any of those issues?
What day and time were you suggesting? I didn't see it included.
Yeah, well, that's something I would like the members to discuss. We are going to discuss that we do have a heavier workload during the first few months than we will after, so it may be necessary for us to meet 2 times a month, but it would be up to members, and I'd be quite open if members would like to suggest another time or date. I know that this committee had previously met on a Tuesday
lunchtime,
at lunchtime. I'd be very open and more than happy if members would like to move it to a sitting day, but I'm in the hands of members on this one.
That's a sound good to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think happy with that.
There's nobody here. Whoops. There's nobody.
1:15 would suit then. If time for business committee, if it was Tuesday lunchtime.
Tuesday lunchtime at 1:15, members, would that be
Yeah.
the preference?
Right, yeah.
And we'll probably get that set down, either the first and third or second and fourth or whatever if members are happy enough for me to liaise with the clerks to find times. If members are content then, agreed?
Are we sitting again before the recess?
There's a suggestion if you want to do 2 meetings a month at the 22nd of this month is available as well. The 21st or 22nd. The Tuesday's the 21st, so that can be facilitated.
The rest of the programme, yeah, we'll
Yes.
meet again then on the 21st, Tuesday the 21st, at 1:15, and I think it'll be in here again. Okay. Do members have any other comments on the other issues that were raised? If not, members are content to continue with the practice as outlined. Okay. Having agreed this at the end of today's meeting, we will consider legal advice on hybrid bills and briefing papers on the official opposition and the undertaking. The only items of business after this are one piece of correspondence and any other business. Is that correct? Yep. So are members content that we consider all of these items in closed business?
Good.
Okay. Item number 6 on the agenda is the legacy report. You'll find that at page 42, and that summarises the work of the committee during the previous mandate. On pages 48 and 49, there is a list of issues that this committee may wish to consider taking forward. As the next item relates to this matter, perhaps we can move on to consider the draft forward work programme. So agenda item 7. The clerk has prepared a briefing paper to inform our consideration of a draft forward work programme, and you'll find this on page 59. The paper reflects the issues contained in the legacy report and also gives the current position on each item and recommendations on the way forward. If members are content, I suggest we go through the paper item by item and agree the way forward for each issue. We'll begin with the public session items, and then we can consider the items that contain legal advice in a closed session at the end. So if members are content, we move to page 62 and the introduction of an e-petitions process. The IAS office is currently developing the online forms and systems that will be necessary for an e-petitions facility. The committee may wish to ask officials in the IAS office to give a presentation before the summer recess on the development work currently underway. Do members have any comments in relation to this? No.
Be happy to hear from them.
So perhaps then for that meeting on the 21st we could get a briefing from the IAS office. Okay. The next item is the Attorney General's participation in proceedings of the Assembly. Previous members will know that there was quite a lot of work done on this already, and the report is available online if members want to have a read at it. A lot of work has already been done, and we want to move now towards the step where we're concluding that work. So are members content to schedule this item for the end of September 2016 as part of our work programme?
Yeah.
The next item is a review of Standing Order 70, which relates to privilege. Again, in view of some other more pressing items, it may be appropriate for this item to be scheduled for perhaps no later than early 2017. Are members content that we look at the issue then? Agreed. The next item then relates to some technical amendments to standing orders. Obviously, we know that the names of departments have changed, and there's also some positions within the Assembly. Those staff members, their positions have changed as well. So, for example, changing the Office of the First and Deputy First Minister, or OFM, DFM, to the Executive Office, Minister of Finance and Personnel, to the Minister of Finance or the Committee as well. So those changes need to be made to standing orders, and as well a minor amendment In Standing Order 72 and 75, it currently refers to the Director of Clerking and Reporting. That title is obviously no longer in use. It's now the Director of Parliamentary Services. So small technical amendments to standing orders such as these are usually treated as minor editorial changes which don't need to be approved in plenary. So if members are content, these minor editorial changes will be made when standing orders are next updated. Are members agreed?
Yep.
Right.
Okay. The next item relates to the jurisdiction of powers of Assembly committees, particularly with regard to private organisations. The previous committee had agreed to consider this item on conclusion of its Attorney General inquiry, and it may be appropriate for this item to be discussed then as well. Are members content with that approach?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. This is going very well so far. You're just agreeing with everything that I'm saying. I hope that continues. The next item is in terms of budget scrutiny. The new Committee for Finance may take forward a review of the budget scrutiny process, and amendments to standing orders may be required on completion of such review. If members are content, this item can be added to the forward work programme when the committee receives instructions to bring forward amendments to standing orders. Are we agreed? The next item is on subsidiarity monitoring, which is the principle whereby the EU does not take action except in the areas which fall within its exclusive competence, unless it is more effective than action taken at the national, regional or local level. In the last mandate, it was agreed that the Committee for OFM-DFM would take the lead on the formulation and transmission of Assembly opinions on subsidiarity, and a trial of the new arrangements was undertaken by that committee. The Committee for OFM-DFM did not complete its consideration of this issue before the end of the mandate, so it is still to be determined if any amendments to standing orders will be required. It is likely that the Committee for the Executive Office will take forward this work. So again, if members are content, this item can be added to the forward work programme when the committee receives instructions to bring forward amendments to standing orders. Are we agreed?
Agreed.
The next item is a review of standing orders. The standing orders of the Assembly have now been in use for a number of years and have been amended on a piecemeal basis throughout that time. If other work pressures permit, the committee may wish to undertake a full review of the standing orders in order to ensure accuracy and consistency throughout. This could run concurrently with the other work of the committee if appropriate. Do members have any comments on the review of standing orders?
Has any issue arisen around the standing orders?
This is more, Ali, because we need to have a review just because of the change that's taken place.
Yeah,
Is it like a tidying up editing exercise?
it's more tidying up and editing, that there's no issues that we're aware of at all.
Okay.
So,
Okay, agreed. Okay, so as agreed, we now move into closed session to
Assembly Committee Room 20.